The history of Reiki begins with the inspiring figure of Mikao Usui, known among practitioners as Usui Sensei. His life was a profound journey of spiritual seeking, marked by an unwavering commitment to values of peace and fulfillment. Mikao Usui was born on August 15, 1865, during the first year of the Keijo period in the small village of Tainai, located in the Yamagata district of Gifu, Japan. Usui came from a Hatamoto family of samurais connected to the Chiba clan, a prestigious caste. However, they faced economic difficulties during his childhood on the Meiji era. His origins granted him access to a rigorous education, nurturing his love for the arts, poetry, and philosophy, interests that would resonate during all his life and work. From a young age, Usui Sensei was immersed in the Buddhist philosophy of the Tendai school, following in the footsteps of his parents. Contrary to some accounts that suggest a possible Christian affiliation, it appears that Usui Sensei remained a dedicated follower of Buddhist teachings during all his life. His burial in the Saihoji Buddhist temple in Tokyo further underscores his connection to Japanese spirituality. He used the monastic name Gyoho, under which he continued his religious formation as a lay Tendai monk. Usui Sensei married Sadako Suzuki, and they had 2 children, Fuji and Toshiko. During his life, Usui held various roles and jobs. He was a journalist, prison official, social worker, private secretary to politician Shinpei Goto, and volunteer in a Shinto group. However, his true motivation was to achieve spiritual fulfillment, a quest that defined his life and ultimately shaped the healing method we know now as Reiki. After a period of profound introspection, Usui Sensei decided to devote himself entirely to personal realization. He spent at least 3 years in a Zen monastery in Kyoto, all aimed at achieving the Zen goal of Anshin Ritsumei, a state of perfect peace and serenity. In search of answers to his inner quest, Usui eventually retreated to Mount Kurama, a sacred mountain outside Kyoto, where he undertook a 21-day retreat during the spring of 1922. During this period of meditation and fasting, Mikao Usui experienced what he described as the great spiritual energy known as Reiki. This transformative awakening allowed him to attain Anshin Ritsumei and inspired him to share his discovery with the world. In April of the same year, he founded the Shinshin Kaizen Usui Reiki Ryoho Gakkai, Society for the Improvement of Mind and Body, in Tokyo, dedicated to teaching and spreading Reiki in Japan. Reiki, as taught by Usui Sensei, had a primarily spiritual purpose. His innovative approach included the Reiju attunements, a fundamental component of Reiki teachings that connects students to the great energy, to the great spiritual energy, awakening their full awareness. Over time, the method evolved, incorporating elements of energy medicine, especially under the influence of Chūhiro Hayashi, one of his most prominent students. The systematic hand position, commonly associated with Reiki today, were introduced later, First, to assist beginner practitioners. Then, for everyone. Likewise, the symbols now used in Reiki practice were included to facilitate energy channeling and to cultivate compassion and awareness. Usui Sensei's teachings gained significant recognition after the Great Kanto earthquake in September 1923, a disaster that devastated Tokyo and surrounding areas, resulting in over 140,000 deaths. Usui Sensei and his students offer Reiki sessions to countless victims, a gesture of solidarity that became a defining moment in his life. His dedication did not go unnoticed, earning him an award from the Japanese emperor, the Kun-san-to, in recognition of his humanitarian work. Usui Sensei spent the last years of his life spreading Reiki across Japan. He passed away on March 9, 1926, at the age of 62, and was buried in the Saihoji Temple in Tokyo, where a large commemorative stone recounts his life and spiritual contribution. The inscription on his tomb mentions that he taught Reiki to over 2,000 students. However, his personal records indicate that he instructed around 700. Many of his students went on to establish their own schools and Reiki centers, contributing to the practice growth. However, World War II and the post-war ban on spiritual practices, including Reiki, extinguished most of these organizations. Despite these challenges, Reiki found its way to the West, and Usui Sensei's legacy lives on in the thousands of practitioners who see him as an inspiration for achieving peace and fulfillment. Usui Sensei did not merely found a healing technique. In his tireless pursuit of inner peace and commitment to the well-being of others, he left a legacy of compassion and spirituality. His life serves as a reminder that true peace is not merely a state, but a path of self-discovery and growth that can transform the lives of those who choose to walk it.